So when we explore leadership and what it means for us to develop ourselves and others as leaders, the level 5 leadership has been part of the Good to Great journey. And the levels here go through the different scales that we go to and developing that competency. So the first level is that we are highly capable individuals. We can complete the task that we're given in a competent way. We understand the task and we do that task. Level 2 is that as well as doing our task, we actually contribute as a team member. We work well with others. We know how to bring our gifts to others. We appreciate the gifts of other people. We work well in teams. Level 3 leadership is about being able to manage teams. So managing the variety of gifts that there are, enabling individuals to excel and being able to work together with teams and oversee that. And then level 4 leadership is someone we speak of in terms of leadership that has vision and embodies a standard of being that is able to set direction and bring people along on that direction, and being able to coordinate the layers of leadership beneath that. And then level 5 leadership, which is referred to in the Good to Great framing as the executive leader. The language for us really as a church why we want to pull this out is level 5 leadership is talked about this beautiful combination of humility and will. And those are very Christ-like characteristics. So a level 5 executive will channel ego away from themselves and that they will do whatever it takes in order to build something that they are committed to and believe in. So it's not ego-driven. It's not about becoming someone who is a name or successful. It's about contributing whatever you have for the goal that you're setting, whether that's the revitalization of our church, whether that be anything in the business world context. That combination of humility, that self-emptying, and yet will, that commitment, is what characterizes level 5 leadership. We have to become competent at all of these levels. We should be able to be in whatever is required of us at other stages. There may be times when we need to be a really good team member, and there may be times where we need to manage teams, and there may be times where we need to set leadership and vision. And all of us should always be trying to refine ourselves as leaders in each of these areas. But what we need for transformation is increasing people who can operate at this level of humility and will. So there's another tool that we use alongside this, and this is thinking about how we develop ourselves, but also how we support other people developing in the way that God is wanting to birth life and leadership in them. And this is a matrix of character and competency. We have high character and high competency. Here you have this capacity around the level 5 leadership. You have somebody who has capacity in our Christian language for breakthrough, for deeply mature, and highly effective. So someone with high character and high competency. The risk is when you have high competency but low character, is actually there's a risk of being dangerous. You may have a lot of ability and a lot of skills that are useful and that can present well, but if your character has not matured, if you have not developed either humility or the steadfast faithfulness connoted in will, then the chances are that you might not be a very good team member and you might not play by the rules or play nicely with others. That actually that character of humility and will, if not formed, means that you will risk undermining each of these other aspects of leadership, which is part of the dysfunctions of teams. If, on the other hand, you have beautiful character, but no one's ever really invested in you, no one's ever given you training, and you have a low sense of competency, you've just never been given the space or the support or the resources, then the risk is here that there is an ineffect, that you can be ineffective, that you're not actually seeing the degree of breakthrough, the degree of transformation that we together as a diocese are walking towards. And with low character and low competency, there's not an awful lot happening. Sense of dormancy. And so that's our journey of cultivating within ourselves a depth of humility, a steadfastness of will, so that we will self-empty for what it is that God is calling us to do, but that we will be committed to learning and developing ourselves in each of these capacities, and that we do that with this understanding of the character of Christ and the competency, the giftings, the skills that God wants to release in us and grow in us.